What is up, everybody? Jarrett from Empire of Assets. And earlier this week, if you follow me on Instagram, I did a little teaser post of a huge collection that I picked up locally. Today I just wanted to shoot a video going through all of that, telling you guys the story, maybe some things to look for when you're sorting through a collection that you bought, how I came about the deal and the whole story, and then ultimately how much you guys think I can make, and we will see how it goes. So let's jump right into it. First, the story. I habitually scroll through Facebook Marketplace for Pokemon cards multiple times every single day. Seems like every time I pick up my phone, that's one of the first things I check. It's just a habit. It's probably not a great habit, but I do check Marketplace constantly. There's been very few good deals recently, kind of ever since Pokemon blew up. Any good deals are snatched up immediately. But the story on this one was I found a posting. It was about 45 minutes away, pretty close for me. It had been posted 9 minutes ago, so I knew I was the first one there. And it was a picture of basically a single one of those white boxes with two rows, and it was just a top view of the cards. So if we imagine, it basically looked like this. This is all you saw. And then at the very front, I spied one of the Gyarados EXs, the red one where he's shining. I knew that card. I looked it up. It was worth about $40 to $50 in mint condition. The whole listing was listed for $400. So I immediately messaged the lady because it had only been posted for 9 minutes. Said, "Hey, do you have any better pictures?" There was a bunch of cards that I could tell were in top loaders, like I said. So I had an idea that this could be something decent, but the pictures were terrible. So she sent me more pictures. And in those, it was basically an entire Tupperware, or not Tupperware, but like tote filled with cards. She said that here were some better pictures. And again, there was no individual card pictures, but I had a whole white of those like 5,000 card count boxes filled with cards. I'll put up a picture right now. So this was everything that was in the collection, and I could kind of roughly tell that this was it, but she didn't have any better pictures of the cards. I said for $400, just breaking it down on a per card basis with that one $50 card in there. She didn't have it pulled out. It wasn't like highlighting that expensive card. So I kind of knew maybe she didn't know exactly what she had. So then I messaged her, said, "Hey, I'd love to come look at the cards. Let me know." And I ended up working out the next day. I drove up, met the lady, asked her about them. She said that she had gotten big into Pokemon card collecting when Pokemon Go came out about 5 years ago. Her and her partner, I guess, were super big into collecting. They did it for about 3 years. Then she said they kind of got sick of it, put everything in this big tote, and just walked away. She said all the cards were pack fresh, put into top loaders. They were minty. At this point, I just basically said, "Hey, can I just flip through the top loaded cards?" Because I knew that was probably going to be the high value ones. Flipped through and immediately saw a Greninja Rainbow GX card. I had bought a bunch of these in the past. I personally know the market pretty well because I got about 7 of these at PSA. I was buying them for like $10 to $20 a pop. Insane. But I knew this was a $60 card. Between the Gyarados and that, I was up to $110. And I knew there was a ton more cards. I said, "Hey, will you take any less?" Because she was asking $400. She said, "Yeah, I would be reasonable." I said, "Will you take $360? She said, "Yup, I'll take $360. Paid the lady, loaded them up in the truck, and drove home. And when I got home, boy, was I in for a shock. I expected the bulk to probably be decent, but there was some really, really nice stuff in here, some stuff I wasn't expecting. So I will flip the camera around. We're going to walk through everything that I pulled out. I'm going to tell you kind of what my thinking is, how I'm going to look at moving it, and that is just kind of how it looks. So let's flip the camera around and talk about the collection that I bought for $360. All right, guys, so this is the first and probably most boring part of the collection, but this is a UPS large flat rate box filled to the brim with cards. You can fit, I believe, 7,200 cards in one of these bad boys. This is the optimal layout. You kind of do 2 each way, so 2 this way, 2 that way, 2 this way, 2 that way, and you do that for the whole box. You can fit 450 in a stack, and you can fit 16 stacks in there. The quick breakdown for you guys, so there's 13 stacks of commons and uncommons for a total of 5,897 commons and uncommons. There's 360 rares in here, non-hollows that is. There is 590 reverse hollow common and uncommons in there, 160 reverse hollow rares. There's 13 hollow energy and 180 hollow rares. The most popular video on my channel is how to sell bulk. You can check out that video if you want. I'm actually going to list these bad boys on eBay just as a little experiment. Normally you get 3 cents per common and uncommon, and then it kind of goes up from there for the rest of the cards. But I noticed that bulk prices are pretty strong on eBay. You can ship it for $21.80, I believe. Prices may have gone up now for the holidays, but this is by far the most affordable way to ship your bulk. And I'm going to see if eBay can't net us a little more than the average seller or the average bulk purchaser. So that is kind of the big part of the collection. Not super exciting, but there's a decent amount of money in this. It's probably hard to throw out a ballpark number. But I'd say it's probably $200 to $300 worth of bulk in there, maybe a little less, but I'd say $200 pretty conservatively. And maybe if it goes high, we can get a little more than that. These are pretty heavy, so do be careful when you're moving them around. So yeah, that is the first big part. And then if we bring everything over, we can look at all the stacks of stuff. I want to talk about each one individually with you guys. Ton of stuff. So first thing I'll talk about is when you buy a collection like this, you can get an absolute huge amount of top loaders. There's a lot of people that buy top loaders and then top load everything. In this collection, there was a lot of reverse hollows, like commons and uncommons that are worth nothing, that were top loaded. There was a ton of cards that were double top loaded, and they didn't use soft sleeves on top loaded cards, so there was none of the like soft plastic sleeves. They just stuck them directly into a top loader, which is a huge no-no. It scratches the card. Luckily, none of the cards look scratched at all, or at least not very bad that I noticed. But I did get probably 200, I bet, nice brand new top loaders out of the collection, which is super handy. I haven't had to buy top loaders since I started collecting, just due to buying collections and then getting top loaders from there. Next thing I want to talk about, they did come with 4 Elite Trainer boxes, along with like 6 of the big white cartons, if you know what I'm talking about, that store cards. There's one that's like a 3,000 count, one that's like maybe a 2,000 count, another 2,000 count, and then there's like a single box that's like 1,000. So a ton of boxes. Those are always handy to have. There was 4 Elite Trainer boxes, like I said, and a ton of the cards were sleeved in these. I personally hate the Elite Trainer box sleeves because you can't see the back of the card. And as a collector, I always want to check the back. Just not my personal preference. But I did get probably an absolute pile. I mean, I just have an absolutely huge stack of these. eBay prices on those, pretty decent. It looked like almost 3 cents. I think it depends quite a bit on what the artwork is. Some of them are probably more rare. The older stuff, obviously, probably more desirable. But it looked like about 3 cents per sleeve, roughly. So we'll see how much I can get for those. Pretty good stack there, so maybe I can get $10, $20 out of those. The next stack I want to talk about, I guess, is we will go here, and this is Evolutions cards. So when I was going through the commons and uncommons, there's a couple things I pull out that maybe some people would miss. The first one is all Evolutions cards. Obviously, there's some pretty big ones in here, but I did this because I know that Evolutions are really popular. People really like the cards, and this would sell really good as a lot. So I pulled out the non-hollows, the reverse hollows, the hollows, pulled out everything, and I'm just going to probably sell these as a lot. I should be able to get a decent amount for those, and then I can really highlight the Pikachus, the Charmanders, the Squirtles, kind of the base cards that are in there. So that's something to be looking for. I really like this, and then there was one other set that I pulled out, and that is the Radiant collection cards. These are also really popular. So I pulled those aside as well, and we'll sell them as a lot. A couple Jirachis, couple nice cards, no Charizard in here, but definitely some decently high ticket items. So those will get sold separately as well. Then I guess the next thing we can talk about are code cards. Kind of lame, but definitely some value here as well. You can sell them. I like to just use one of the apps. You can download it, scan pictures, and then you can get a couple cents a code card. Decent amount there, worth a couple bucks. Definitely adds up when you're buying collections. So keep an eye out for the old code cards. The next one is kind of a sneaky thing, but one you should probably know about, and that is hollows that are actually a unique hollow pattern that is some sort of promo usually, but it's not a Black Star promo. So if you look at these cards, this Polytoad is a good example. You can see how it's got the Cosmos hollow background, this whatever you want to call it, Sukanine. Somebody made fun of me in one of my last videos for how I say this, which I don't blame them because I'm terrible at Pokemon pronunciation. Like, what is this? Xerneas? No idea. But as you can see, these all have the sort of bubbly look. Definitely worth not selling as a regular 10-cent hollow. You want to pull these out, they can be worth a couple bucks. So I will probably sell these maybe as a lot, or maybe I will tie them in with the next product, but this is definitely one that can kind of sneak past people's radar for sure. So you do want to be pulling those out if you notice the hollow pattern is funky. It's really easy if you have the similar card in a regular version, because then you can easily tell, oh, one of the hollow patterns is different, but something to keep an eye out for. Then I might sell those with this next pile of cards, which are all promo cards. An absolute ton of Black Star promos. We'll go through them really quick. I'll just do a quick scan through. As you can see, there's a ton of them. I believe this Mew is the most expensive at around $15. I plugged all of the cards into TCG Player just to get a general idea of price. Love to see the Arceus with the new Arceus set coming out and the new Arceus game. I think Arceus cards could see a little bit of a bump, but those were all promo cards there. I did pick those all out. They were not separated, so another good chunk of value there. Going on next, I think we'll start with this lame pile here. We only have 4 piles left. I'll get them all on the screen now. We'll put the heavy hitters up here too. I will be sure to take my time and go through all of those. Let's do this pile next. This is just, I think, general cards that I didn't think were super high value. As you can see, a bunch of break cards in here. Not worth a ton, but okay cards. Then these are all a ton of GX and EX cards. Man, those really pop with this light that I have. I wish they looked that cool all the time. But a ton of just kind of $1 to $5 EX cards. Again, I think I'm just going to sell these as a giant lot. I have a bunch of other ones. I was holding on to all of these cards from my previous sets. Like someday they might be worth grading, but I just don't know. I just don't think these cards are ever going to hold a ton of value. There's quite a few of them out there. So I might just move them and then recoup my money and invest it in something else. But we'll see. Obviously, it's quite a bit of value to be sitting on and just waiting, especially with grading the way it is. And there's just a lot of them out there. But I haven't made up my mind totally on those. Then the next ones, cards most people are familiar with. I guess this ties right in with this pile, which is Prism Star cards. I really like these. I love the Arceus ones. I did make a video, and those are one of my favorite Arceus pickups for when the new Arceus Legends Pokemon game comes out. They're like $3 to $5. Think they could see a nice little spike in value. Do enjoy seeing those. And then here as well, we have just some more random cards here. Nice full art trainer there. Couple of Radiant collection cards. A huge Skyla full art trainer. And then a Gyarados EX. This was not the one that I saw that I was telling you guys about, but we will get to that one in just a second. And last, or not last, but second to last, here are all the big hitters. I will flip through them really quick for you guys. This is where the majority of the value in the collection is. You have the Ho-Oh EX, full art, Glade EX. This was one of the big surprises in the set. A ton of Shining cards. Shining Ho-Oh, there's 5 of them. A Shining Rayquaza, a Shining Mew, which is the most expensive card in the set. I believe that one alone is almost $60. Then a Shining Jirachi, Shining Arceus, Shining Genesect. So a ton of those cards, those added up in value super quickly. Here we have the Greninja that I saw. Zoroark GX, another huge card. This is one of the bigger cards in the set as well. That is a Team Aqua's Kyogre. EX, a super popular card. I am not totally sure why it got so popular. Who knows? Definitely a neat card with a little bit of maybe we're just going to leave that one alone. Pretty popular card. Don't know why. Very interesting. Mega Gengar EX. Here was the card that I saw that alerted me that this might be a pretty good deal. That is a Gyarados EX. Love this card, love any Shining GX card. Super cool, and it features Greninja, who I am pretty bullish on. And then here we just got some regular GX cards. These all need to get taken out of top loaders, but they were in top loaders when I got them, so I didn't want to take them apart. Hydreigon EX, Full Art, Duskmane Necrozma GX, Mega Venusaur EX, Mega Galley EX, Xurkitree. So some pretty big cards here, quite a few full arts. I will probably hold on to the full arts and get them graded with somebody like SGC. I don't know if there's a ton of value in that. I do need to do a little more research. Nice full art Wally there. But I think it'd probably be worth it to grade at least some of them. Another Greninja or Gyarados with the Shining card. I just think it would be worth my time to probably at least grade some of them. Cool Mega Mewtwo EX there. So I'll probably move all of the EX cards that aren't full arts and then use that money to grade the rest of them and then either decide to sell or keep at that point. Nice Mewtwo GX. I actually pulled one of these once, not this one. A gold energy switch. Unfortunately, not a hugely expensive gold card. Pokemon Fan Club. Maxie's Hidden Balltrick. And a full art Alakazam EX. So that is kind of all of the heavy hitters. Again, only paid $360 for all of these cards. Think I will do really, really well. Let me know down in the comments how much value you think you see here. The last pile that I wanted to go over are cards that I pulled out for my personal collection. This might be one of my favorite parts of buying collections, is the random cards that you find that you keep just because you like them. They might not be the most expensive card or the coolest card, but they're fun nonetheless. And I obviously, like I said, very bullish on Greninja and Dragonite. I want to have one of every Greninja card, and this is a reverse holo, so I grabbed that one aside for myself. Also grabbed this reverse holo Dragonite for myself, even though I already had one. I've decided from here on out I am going to keep every single Dragonite that I get my hands on. I want to have the world's largest Dragonite collection, even if they're just common or rare cards. So thought that was kind of funny, pulled that one aside. Then I also pull some cards for people that I know like a certain Pokemon. I know somebody that's a big fan of Cresselia, so I did pull this holo rare and this regular rare aside. Obviously not hugely valuable, but kind of fun when you see somebody that you haven't seen in a while. You can give them a couple of cards of their favorite Pokemon. I also like Salamence. I kind of have a couple of him in my binder. So I pulled those aside just to see if I had them or not. And again, a couple more Dragonite cards that I'm going to keep as part of my collection. And then last but not least, there's a couple of sets that I really like. There's EX Fire Red Leaf Gleam. I'm trying to have a master set of, or not a master set, but at least one of every card. And then I am also trying to do that with EX Team Rocket Returns. But I really like I believe these are Plasma. What is the name of the set? It's evading me right now. I don't remember what it's called. But I do really like the blue border on these cards. I think it's really neat. It's different. I'm a huge fan of the Team Plasma cards. I just think they're pretty cool. So I did pull those aside too. Maybe I'll start a collection of them. But either way, they were older than everything else in the set. They didn't really fit, and so I thought, why not hang on to them? They're probably worth more than just a regular 3-cent common at this point because they are so old or rare. So I'll pull those aside just because I like them. But that sums up the video. If you guys watch this long, huge thank you to you. It does pay to keep your eye on local trading platforms. Oh, and also another thing I wanted to talk about in this video really quick. Again, if you stay till the end, you're probably not the person that needs to hear this. But let me go grab something and I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. As you can see, there's 2 new things of cards on my desk. And believe it or not, these are solid energy cards. That's all that's in these 2 boxes. And as you can see, there is hundreds or thousands of them. And the point I wanted to make here is that if you know how you get energy cards, you get 1 per pack. That means each one of these cards, which there's hundreds of, represents 1 pack of opened Pokemon cards. The average pack costs $4 at retail. So if you can imagine, if there's 1,000 cards here or even 500 cards here, that would be $2,000 spent on Pokemon cards. And I'm assuming I got the majority of the collection here. Now, maybe they kept the Charizard cards. I didn't see any huge Charizard cards. I know there's a couple in these sets, but it's also very possible they just didn't pull any, and I did get every single card, which kind of is a somber reminder that opening Pokemon cards will not lead to value. Yes, I got a steal on these cards, but I would say even today at maximum value after the majority of this collection was from 2014 to 2017. So at this point, the cards are on average 5 years old, and the cards are worth $1,000. And there's at least $2,000 worth of opened product here, which just goes to show you there's no money in opening packs, even if you plan on sitting on the cards. Even if I graded all of these and got the best return possible, I probably would not, if I had bought the packs, probably would not get back to break even of what it costs retail, which is a good reminder to either sit on sealed product or buy collections like this and then try and make your money that way. There really is just no money in opening product and trying to get big hits. Just want to remind everybody of that. Thought this was a good way to do that, just looking at this huge amount of energy cards. So I hope that was a good reminder for you all. Again, thanks for sticking around. Let me know down in the comments, how much can I get for this? I will probably try and sell all of these energy cards. I will sell the Elite Trainer boxes. I'm going to sell everything. So we'll see how much we can get. Let me know down in the comments. Maybe I will send something to the person that gets the closest. But we will see if anybody's still watching at this point. Thanks guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around. I would appreciate a sub if you're not subbed. But otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video.